All right, last little topic before we get out of here. I do very briefly want to give a little credit to Central Florida, okay? Miami is the totally overhyped. Every year we get so excited, and then they lose 2 or 3 games, and then we realize that they're still Miami. But then Central Florida is the exact opposite. And, I don't have a ton of takes on Central Florida, but let me just say this. Central Florida gets a lot of crap because of a lot of the social media stuff that they've done the last 2, 3, 4 years, right? 2017, they go 13-0. They beat Auburn in the Peach Bowl, and they claim themselves national champions. And, I thought it was funny. I had no problem with it. I get it. They were the only undefeated team in college football. If I'm not mistaken, if my memory serves me correct, they beat Auburn, who beat Alabama, who won the national championship. And they said, well, okay, if we beat Auburn and Auburn beat Alabama and you're telling us Alabama's the national championship, then just call us a national championship. And it was quirky. It was different. And I'm not saying that, they shouldn't be criticized for it. But I also, as I was watching them on Saturday, I was like, man, we just don't give this team enough credit, right? I was thinking about it as it pertains to Central Florida is I know that we want to make fun of them, but I don't think outside of the true powers in the sport right now, Clemson, Alabama, Oklahoma, Georgia, there hasn't been a more consistent team in college football these last couple years than Central Florida. And I'm not saying they're better than Clemson. I'm not saying they can compete with Alabama. They can beat Oklahoma, although the way Oklahoma's played in some big games, maybe they could. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying they're better than Ohio State. But what I am saying is I just want to give them credit, right? Because I'm watching them against that Georgia Tech team on Saturday. And I don't think Georgia Tech's great. But Georgia Tech just had a big, nice opening weekend win at Florida State. Big win for Georgia Tech. Nice win. And what does Central Florida do? They come in, they play Georgia Tech on the road, and they smoke them. They won 49-26. 49-21, excuse me. Dominated them. How about this? 660 yards of total offense for Central Florida against Georgia Tech. And I know Georgia Tech's not Clemson. I know they're not Penn State, Michigan, whatever. But it's I just want to give Central Florida a little bit of credit. Because, one, at this point, it's been long enough where they do deserve credit. They went 13-0 in 2017. They went 12-1 in 13-1 in 28. 12-1. I don't know why I'm tripping over my numbers. 13-0 in 2017. 12-1 in 2018. Their only loss was to LSU in the Fiesta Bowl. Last year they go 10-3, but their 3 losses were by a combined 7 points. And so when I look at Central Florida, this is a team that is probably outside of those 2, 3, 4 power programs, the Ohio States, the Clemsons, the Alabamas, one of the most consistent teams in college football. They've now done it over multiple coaching staffs. Remember, Scott Frost, who's now at Nebraska, he was there early on. Now they have Josh Heupel. They've done it with multiple quarterbacks. They had the kid Mackenzie Milton, who unfortunately suffered a major injury. Dylan Gabriel, the kid now, has come in. He has been awesome. That is a kid that I think is going to be in the Heisman conversation this year, in a year where it's going to be so fractured. He's just going to put up 1 million stats and 1 million yards and 1 million points. And I just want to give Central Florida credit because, to me, I just feel like everyone's always trying to tear them down, but they've been insanely consistent, and they do the one thing that I respect the hell out of when it comes to college football and sports in general. They are the biggest game on all their team schedules. They get everybody's best shot, and they still deliver week in and week out. And it's funny, right? Because I have this argument about Gonzaga basketball every year. And I think Gonzaga is a little bit different because they do have a team good enough to win the national championship every year in basketball. But I get in the argument every year, oh my God, but who do they play? It's well, they get to the tournament. They get to the Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final Four every year. What do you want from me? They're a good program. They're a great program. It's the same with Central Florida. They get everybody's best shot every single night, and they mostly deliver. Now, do they play the schedule of everybody else? Of course not. But the mark of a great team, the mark of a great program, can you maintain consistency over an extended period of time? And we're now going on 3 straight years with 10-plus wins, 2 undefeated regular seasons, and a season last year where they lost 3 games by a combined touchdown, which basically means they were 3 or 4 plays away from essentially being undefeated or a 1-loss team. And so when I look at them, what I respect is the consistency. I respect how they do it week in and week out, how they get everybody's best shot and they still deliver. They played a Georgia Tech team that largely dominated Florida State last week in Tallahassee, and they come back and dominate them